What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Hands-On channel. Today we're going to do a fun one. We're going to do a little review on the Beretta U22 NEOS. Works like a charm. Let me get you pulled in here and we'll show you how it runs. All right, what we're looking at today is the Beretta NEOS. I picked this gun up about, I don't know, maybe 3 years ago or something, and I think it was just over $200 when I bought it. I just couldn't pass it up. The feel of the grip, everything, I love the way this thing feels. You can look at the sights, and they're very reminiscent of a Glock sights. And you guys know that, if you follow the channel, my primary sidearm is a G17 Glock. So this is really good for training because it mimics the Glock feel. It's a little different in the handle, but it's the same sort of weight as a Glock, so it's very similar. And it's a good way for you to get out there and get some practice in, even if you don't have the money for ammo like a lot of us don't right now. So I'm going to get set up here and show you guys how this thing shoots and handles. It's got a 10-round magazine, so it's not super high capacity, but it's one of these kinds of mags. Typically you find these in 22s where it has the little knob down here that you pull down on to load, and that makes it a lot easier for loading up and stuff like that, quicker to reload. I need to buy a second mag for this thing, or actually several other mags for it. I just haven't never gotten around to doing it because we're living in Biden's America here, and you can't afford anything. Even gasoline to get over here to my property is getting hard to come by. So we're going to get set up and take some shots at some cans here, and I'll just show you how accurate this thing is. It's a whole lot of fun to shoot. I highly recommend this piece. I grew up on the Rugers, the Mark series pistols, and I like them. They're good, but they're overpriced. And this thing, being that it came in at about $219 when I purchased it, was right up my alley, and it's been flawless so far. I've had very few issues with it. Maybe one time it might have had a failure to eject or something like that, but otherwise it's been flawless. Just excellent companion piece. It even fits in the same holster as my Glock holsters. Now not a hard holster, but like a soft leather or whatever that other material is, vinyl or whatever, those holsters. This thing, if a Glock will fit in it, this will fit in it. Now, it won't fit in a Kydex holster because of the shape of the Glock or whatever, but it's very versatile. I can carry this around. It's great for just having around the farm. If I needed to shoot a snake or something like that, or even something bigger that was a predator that was after me, I wouldn't hesitate 1 second to use this. It's just, you can see it's got a rail that runs all the way down it, so you can put optics on it if you like, if that's what you're into. I just like to shoot it with iron sights. Okay, so I'm not very far away, I'll admit it. I'm about 25 feet away from this barrel here, but that's just so that I can get the gun and the cans and everything in the frame. Otherwise, if I'm too far away, you guys won't be able to see what I'm shooting at. So let's see how she runs. Not too bad. I was shooting a little bit high on that middle can, but we're going to load up another 10 and give it another try. Not too bad. I'm a little rusty, but it ain't the gun's fault. It's dead on accurate. I was just shooting a little bit high. Being this close, I expect that I'm gonna have to aim just a little bit lower than I normally would. But let's load up another 10 rounds or 11, and we'll do some rapid fire. So I don't know about you guys, but I like it whenever I'm watching gun videos where I get a side shot of the gun and I can actually see the action in action. So let's give it a rip here. So I've got 11 rounds in this. I've got 1 in the chamber and 10 in the mag. So let's let them go. Flawless. I love it. As you can see, get a little more light here. As you can see, it's got kind of a weird action. It's a 22 type action. The whole slide doesn't move, just this little back part here. And it does lock open whenever you're out, so that's good news. I like that. I like that feature. But anyways, it's got a drop-free mag. The controls are a little different than a Glock. It's on this side for the mag release, but it's a drop-free. So I want to go ahead and order up a few more mags for this thing, but I really like it. I just think it's a cool piece. It's got a loaded chamber indicator here on the back for safety. And just so you know, it's empty. I'm fixing to point it at myself, but it's empty. Look at that side. And the side you don't want to ever be looking down here. It's got a bull barrel on it. And again, for $219, I was just blown away. I bet you it's probably a lot more money now, just because, yeah, we're living in Biden's America, and, you know, a gallon of gas costs you damn near $5. Forget about it if you want diesel. You may not even get it. So as things get closer and closer to the collapse, I figure it's time that you guys know about some of the tools that I have in the toolbox. So let's give it another rip here. I just love shooting this thing. Very little recoil. You could put this in, you know, a woman's hands that's not very familiar, or just a new shooter, a young shooter that's not very familiar, or maybe they're intimidated by the kick of the higher caliber pistols. This thing would be a perfect thing to get someone started and get them trained up on, which is what I'm doing. I hope you guys are out there using your gear and training up to the best of your abilities, because we all know stuff ain't getting any better. It's getting worse. See if we can't take a few of these cans out here. The previous owners, they like to drink quite a lot, and there's all kinds of beer cans all over this property, so I've got plenty of targets to shoot at. Fire in the hole! Not too shabby. That way, if you can't afford to go out and shoot, you can at least live vicariously through the hands-on channel. I don't know about you guys, but I do that all the time when I'm getting to wanting to go shooting and jonesing to go out and shoot, and I just don't have the ammo, or I'm worried about spending up the ammo, because, you know, again, you won't be able to replace it pretty soon in this crazy ass world we're living in. I know, inevitably somebody's going to come into the comments and say, don't talk about politics, blah, blah, blah. But let me tell you something, everything is about politics. Whether you wanted to admit it or not, they're coming after our gun rights. They're coming after our First Amendment rights, everything else you can think of, First, Second, all the Bill of Rights. They're coming after all of them. Nothing is sacred to these people. All right, I'm going to walk. Oh, no, all my cans just fell over. I was going to say I'm fixing to walk back to about, I don't know, 25 or 30 yards and take some shots, but then my cans fell over. All right, got to hurry up. So that's the Beretta NEOS. I don't know if you guys have seen these in the store, but they're really not very popular. I don't see a lot of people on YouTube making videos about them or anything. I don't know, maybe I just haven't looked in the right places, but I just don't see a whole lot about them or a lot of people raving about them. But I think it's an excellent little training pistol, and you could use it for like hunting squirrel and small game and stuff like that as well. It's accurate enough for that, and you could put a little scope or a little optic on there if that's what you're into. Holds 10+1, it's got a safety, it's got a mag release, it's fairly easy to break down. It's a lot different than the Glock. You actually have to unscrew this little knob here. And we're not going to go into that on this video, but there's a little knob right here that you have to unscrew to get the barrel to come off. But you can see it's got a nice, I mean, bull barrel, so it's got some weight on the end. It doesn't kick a whole lot. Just an excellent piece to have in your toolbox. Yeah, it's a little weird looking, a little bit futuristic looking, I guess, because of the way it's shaped. You can see it's kind of got a weird shape going on, but it's very comfortable in the hands, and it shoots really well. And again, you've got the chamber indicator back there on the back that lets you know when you have a loaded chamber, so that's another safety feature. You have a safety right here, although personally myself, I'm not a big safety guy. Let me get it focused in here. I'm not big on safety. I usually use this right here as my safety. But, you know, if you're into safeties, then this may be something you want to consider. Come on, focus. Focus. Come on. That's as good as we're going to get. But yeah, we've got a safety here. It's okay. I don't really like where it is because you have to take your hand off the grip to use it. I guess you can do it with your hand up here, but it's real awkward. I don't like it. So I just don't use the safety. The mag release is over here on this side. You push that button and the mag drops free. Just like that. The mag's a high quality. So I'm guessing that's stainless steel. But yeah, a really good piece and inexpensive to get you into shooting. Highly advise it. Highly recommend it. Appreciate you guys tuning in. If you like these kinds of videos, hit the thumbs up, subscribe, share, all that stuff that helps to trick the YouTube algorithm. As you probably know, if you're on the right, if you're conservative at all, they're going to shadow ban your channel on YouTube. So it's up to the audience to get the word out on these kinds of videos if you like them. And again, I appreciate you tuning in, sticking with the channel. I stand for liberty. I hope you do too. We'll see you next time.